Foti. We're all commended to be here on a Saturday. Great job. I'm here in the next 8 minutes to just wrap it up. And I will tell you, when I found this business, November 9th, 2010, about 5 years and 4 months ago, I was struggling. I was not making money. Always been in sales, did well, but for whatever reason, the good Lord had me not making money. All right? So when you have no other opportunity and you're presented with this, you make it work. When someone says no, you just keep talking. It's amazing that phrase, necessity is the mother of invention or whatever. Okay, when you have no other place. So put the pressure on yourselves. I'm here to just tell you that I heard the most amazing revelation from Steve Fisher, number 2 money earner, national director, about 3 years ago. And he said, everybody, always, in the 7 years he's been here, has found a runner if they never quit. I thought about that for a second. I said, wow, this guy's been here 7 years. He said an amazing statement that was very encouraging. If you hang in the game, you'll find a runner. And then, not long ago, I heard an analogy from one of the best motivational speakers ever, Mr. Les Brown. I don't know if you know Les Brown. And it was about the Chinese bamboo tree. And he said, I'll summarize it. The Chinese bamboo tree takes 5 years of being watered every single day before it even comes up out of the ground. But when it comes up out of the ground, in 3 weeks it grows 90 feet. You cannot not water it one day or it dies. Kind of like your business. You always have to be working your business. So the question is, does it grow 90 feet in 3 weeks? Or does it grow 90 feet in 5 years and 3 weeks, right? I said, wow, that's our business. Now, it may not be 5 years to find a runner. Might be 1 year, might be 1 month, might be 2 years, but you always find a runner. Anybody ever hear of number 8 money earner, Terry Hatch? Yeah. If you're new, maybe you didn't. So, one day she gets a wrong number. And because she's been practicing all the things we've taught today, she didn't just hang up on the wrong number. How many times do you get wrong numbers? Oh, sorry, wrong number. Click. She's talking to the lady. Maybe I can help you. Who you looking for? Barbara Barkowski becomes an associate. 65 years old. Brings on 3 people. 2 quit. 1 brings on 7,000 associates. She found a runner. Did she not? But it's better than that. Number 1, the point is you always find the runner. Number 2, the runner doesn't always have to be found by you. Because Bob Ledbetter brought in Terry Hatch. So Bob Ledbetter got an additional 7,000 people. Right? Case in point. Richard Desmond, okay, presidential director. A lot of you may or may not know him. Pastor, worked the business for 18 months, and he had only 36 associates. But he hung in there, and he caught one of the waves of Pennsylvania opening. There will be more waves. We're about to have a wave. But he called someone in Pennsylvania, and that person, that couple actually, Chip and Karen Lever, said, you know what? This is one of the greatest things we've ever seen. Now, they're very successful in their own right, but successful people understand this. They brought on 10 frontline associates. Oh, by the way, Karen's here. Give it up for Karen Lever. One of those 10 frontline associates was a deacon at our church, Joe Ventresca, very successful 30-year builder. Joe introduced this to Mike and Deneen Foti. Okay? The next day, we introduced it to Barb and Ed Ennis and Greg and Noreen Savage. Unbelievable when you can find 2 runners in 1 day. 1 day after you start. Thank you, Lord. They both promoted 3.5 years later in the same month to executive director. They brought in collectively, I guess, about 4,000 people between them. So Rich Desmond, who brought on Chip and Karen Lever, didn't know that they would bring on, you really don't know the number at this point, Karen? Do you know the number?
We have some zeros and a comma.
Let's just say it's probably about 13,000 associates. because Rich Desmond didn't quit, right? Now, when Deneen and I brought on Barb and Ennis and Greg and Noreen Savage and others, we have 6,000 associates, probably almost half. You can buy us dinner later, right? And she didn't even know. I mean, they brought on Joe Ventresca. Honestly, I love Joe. Joe doesn't work the business much, okay? Which is a fine example of it's not what you do, it's what you start, right? Now, think about the hierarchy there, okay? Rich Desmond, I believe, was an MD when he brought Chip and Karen Lever in. I mean, can you imagine the MD bonus on thousands and thousands of people? But how about this one? Guess who the SD was for Rich Desmond? Brian Lucia. Brian Lucia, and I will tell you, here's an example of what happens when you hang in and you're in the right place at the right time, as Pennsylvania was one of our big waves, and again, the next wave is coming. In the first 4 months of our business, Deneen and I were blessed to have 1,000 associates join in the first 4 months. Now, if you're Brian Lucia, what's the SD bonus? What's the SD bonus?
200.
It's like, it was 175 at the time, right? They raised it. Times 1,000 associates. All right? Everybody finds a runner. Now, you may have been coded out on some of those. You might have only got 100 on some, right? But it was so amazing because Pennsylvania was a new state that in the month of March, it was our best month ever, 500 associates came in. If he was only at $100, that's 50 grand. Okay? And guys, there's story after story after story after story of what happens when you hang in there and don't quit. It doesn't have to be you that finds the runner. All right? I'm going to give you a game plan on how to find the runner. Actually, it's a little revelation I had because, see, sometimes you don't want to get on all these conference calls and they might sound repetitive, but one night I said, you know what? I'm just going to take my advice. I tell my team to get on. I'm going to get on this conference call. And Becky Bigby was speaking, okay? And she said something I never forgot. Everybody's looking for the runner, looking for the runner. She said, why not just be the runner? Right? Forget looking for the runner. Be the runner. Start sponsoring as many people as you can, and it just happens. So here's the game plan I want to end with, okay? I'm not just trying to get you all motivated and emotional. I'm going to give you a game plan right now. And this is the way you can sponsor people. I tell people, on your way to work, that 15 to 30 minute commute that you do nothing or waste that time doing the radio, call 2 people on the way to work. Call 2 people on the way home from work. You may have to plan the night before to figure out who you're going to call so you don't crash and out reading stuff in the car. Call 2 people on the way to work, 2 people on the way home, just inviting them to see an opportunity or for their permission for you to text them a 3-minute video. Ignite the dream, right? That video. 4 people a day during time you're currently wasting for 6 months, 180 days in 6 months, times 4, 720 contacts. Think about that. You will get 50 associates out of that. And did you realize the average number of associates from the top 25 income earners in Stream is 50 to 55 associates? And that's all during time you're wasting right now. So don't accept it when somebody says, I don't have time or I'm too busy. You just created time during that wasted commute to and from work. When you follow up on those and you learn to handle objections, and you're going to get so good at this that it's just going, you're not going to, in my opinion, you can literally put yourself in a position of financial freedom in 6 months if you took that seriously. Okay? So listen, if you have, I use this sometimes with some of my presentations. If you go home tonight after that session and you have a really good night's sleep, and you wake up super refreshed, then you didn't get what you saw today. Because you are in the right place at the right time at what my wife calls the best kept secret in America. On the other hand, if you're looking at the ceiling at 3:29 a.m., thinking of your friend who's losing his house and that you have the answer, or friends who are pulling their kids out of college and you have the answer. Guys, if you wake up with a set of bloodshot eyes and a half-empty bottle of Tylenol PM and an unrecognizable list of names on the dresser next to you, then you understood what you saw today and the opportunity you have. Let's go take it, guys. Let's make it happen. Thank you.
Hey folks, before we go next door